In regard to a current or local audience, I would update the parable of the sower thusly. The parable of the surfer, Populations chapter 4, verse 3 to 9. Hang loose. A local went out to surf a wave. As he swam out to the break, he slipped off the board over and over, as it was not waxed. After waxing up, he looked up to see there was little swell. He paddled out to where the waves were small. When he popped up, he wiped out again and surfed no nar. He waited for a big swell and went to where the waves were fierce, which pearled his board because he had no stance. Still he waited and swam out to the good break. It came up and curled, and he rode the tube. Then Surfer Jesus said, "Whomever is stoked, let them shred wicked bombs." If Jesus were alive today, he would surely be living in a Volkswagen bus down by the beach, surfboards piled high on top. Day after day, you would find him teaching the young Groms the way of life through surfing. Jesus would be an all-time surfer. I mean, the man could literally walk on water. He would epitomize the laid-back surfer culture. Walk in peace? Nah, try surf in peace. This imagery works especially considering that Jesus was formerly a carpenter and in the current day would certainly carve immaculate surfboards. Single fin, of course, the man was retro. The original parable outlined the perils of planting seeds in poor soil, an allegory for receiving and cultivating the Word of God. Unfortunately for Malibu, those seeds would certainly not grow on the PCH. We also have no fields. Therefore, the parable would risk falling on deaf ears and hardened hearts. Luckily, we live next to a sprawling coastline with choice waves on the daily. The parable of the surfer communicates a similar message, but with a modern twist. A remix, if you will. The surfer who neglects to wax his board does not receive the word. The surfer that pops up and then bails is joyous about the word at first, but then ultimately forgets. The surfer who drops into the big waves may hang 10, but his poor footing takes the word from him. Then there is the surfer who persists and readily waits for the good waves, rides that glorious barrel, and grasps the word with his whole body. The updated parable would express greater relevance to my fellow Malibusians. It would speak to the Deelas, the Kooks, the Hodads, and the Waxheads. Surfing was profoundly spiritual to the inventors of the sport, the ancient Hawaiians, and so it shall remain spiritual to modern surfers. Cowabunga.